Gotta admit, I flip-flopped back and forth quite a bit as to whether or not I wanted to do this video. Because anybody that's ever done YouTube videos knows how it goes. And these are the right ones, that's good. I wasn't sure if I had the right clips for inside the box or not. So, I'm going to assume that you're able to read and you know what I'm doing here. So let me grab things and start with... This particular subwoofer is a little bit dirty, but it's a good subwoofer. And now I'm not mounting it that way. Not that I can't, but I don't think that's the proper way for this type of subwoofer. So this one, I never noticed that it actually says JBL on these clips. This subwoofer is from about 1992, I believe, if I recall correctly. And this thing will hit hard, but the funny thing is it doesn't move much. I had it in the blue S10 for a while. Now you probably can't see it, but there's on here it says basically positive and or it just says Monster. Now this wire claims to be directional. I don't know how that's supposed to work, but I would have had it the wrong way because it says signal flow and it has arrows facing this way. This box I don't think is the right box for this sub, but that's fine. I'm not sure how much of this process I'm actually going to film, to be honest with you, because I'm doing this in a driveway in a trailer park, and you know, people can be funny. Okay, good. So it is marked on here. Positive is the left one and negative is the right. I need to make sure. This thing's not very heavy either for as much movement as this thing makes. It says 600 watts, so I'm going to be pushing it with a 650 watt amp. I think it's, oh no, 600 watt. .600 watts at 4 ohms, which is what this subwoofer is. If it was up to, like, if I was building a box, I would do it a little bit different. I would use, I wouldn't even use these kind of connectors. Usually when I build a box, I just drill a hole. This did at one point have a grill on it. I want to get another one for that. For this, I'm just using basic deck screws too. Let me chuck this up in the drill. Am I still even on the frame? Yeah. Let me turn this a little bit though. Yeah, these are basic deck screws, but they use but they're the T25 style. And oh god, my drill's like nearly dead. That's on full thing. I'm going to go through with the impact driver and try to snug it down a little bit better. Yeah, that's I didn't realize the drill was dead. And again, these batteries are quite old on this. You just got to be careful with the impact driver, not to strip it out. Plus, that's a bit louder too. Alright, so I have a few options for how I want to do this. So that's all wired up internally. Now I want to mount the amplifier. Oh, God. Forgot. Looks like a couple of these are broke. I would need some very large washers. So I'm going to do this. I'm hoping that this amp still works. I haven't actually used it in a very long time. I've owned this amp about 10 years or more. And it's not perfect, but it'll do. Let me grab something else here. Okay, so I had neighbors doing, neighbor stuff. So what I did is, turns out the ground wire that came with the new kit is way too short. So I grabbed a positive wire that I just had laying around. So I didn't have a spare ground cable. And I just tapped that in and to the ground on the other one, and here we go. I'm the only one that's ever going to mess with this, so I don't have to worry about it. And then did the same thing. I tied the remote cable in with this remote cable here. Everything's secure. Now I just got to, what I'm going to do is, I have some RCA butt connectors. I'm going to tie in the RCAs that came with this new kit, and I'm going to mount them to the amp, and then we're going to put power to it and see if it even works. I'm not going to do any sound tests here. I'm just going to verify that the amp is even coming on, and I'll get back to you in just a second. The good news is the amp is powered on. Everything does. I'm not hearing any funny noises from it. Not seeing any smoke. I just remembered I wanted to do some preliminary setup on it, and because this was running two much more powerful subwoofers at the time, and let me find a flathead screwdriver. Alright, this should work. Yeah, I want the gain pretty high. And I want the frequency pretty low, pretty much down to 30 hertz. Everything else I can set in the radio. Bass EQ is on, subsonic filter is off. This thing's still pretty nasty. And I'm hoping this thing is still pretty nasty in another sense. As in good. But, yeah, like I said, I've owned this amplifier about as long as I've owned that Red S10. So about, God, over 10 years. I should have taken better care of it over the years. Because I actually have two of these. I have a 600D and a 250D. I think the 600D is 750 watts at 2 ohms. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean up all my tools, and you can see that box fits just nicely. The amp is just under the cargo cover. So when if I do this, nobody's ever even gonna know it's there. Ain't that nice? I don't want anything too crazy, but I miss having a subwoofer. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean up my tools, and I'll see you while we're on the road. I want to do a quick update. I'm just a few, about maybe a half mile up the road here, and I gotta tell you, this is the first time I've ever heard this subwoofer pushed with the amount of power that it calls for, and holy cow. This is what I'm going to be playing here. I'm only going to be playing a few seconds of it because, you know, YouTube police. So, wow. This thing, it's pretty freaking hard, and if I open the hatch, it doesn't sound right now. But bear in mind, I just killed a whole bunch of bass out of that EQ there, so maybe it will sound better. But my God, yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard this sub pushed with the level that it's supposed to be, and oh my God. Any distortion you may have heard was strictly the Sony Candy Ham here. Probably not being able to handle. Yeah, that's a JBL subwoofer. I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's only like, it's supposed to be 1,000 watt max and 600 RMS. And the amp I'm pushing it with, like I said, it might do 750. I can't remember. If at some point in here I will have posted a screenshot of the owner's manual if I can find one online. But yeah, I'm bloody impressed with this thing. I'm going to try different kinds of music while heading over to Save a Lot, and I'll let you know what I think once I hit the end. Crap, I actually hit stop instead on the camera instead of the phone. Yeah, so I'm pretty impressed with this. It's doing pretty well. I'm actually right here where we're building a new store. I just want to show, take a picture of that. But hey, yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Space.